Ladies and gentlemen, aliens, whatever you identify as one beautiful world, welcome into the Hunter Houston ESG podcast. As always, I am your host, T to the D to the C. Know me as T Diddy, Thomas D, Tommy the Boy. Not Tommy Boy, because I don't want to be the guy who got knocked out by Rocky. God rest Tommy Morrison's soul, aka the Duke's. Like somehow or another, he's related to John Wayne, but that's nor here or there. My friend did not know he was a real boxer. This is how much of a boxing fan my friend is. Shout out to the one and only Ghost for hooking me up with many different things. But he thought that Tommy Morrison, who was actually a real boxer, who was a heavyweight champion at one point in time, could have actually been one of the greats if he could have got off the drugs and stopped having sex with randos and then get AIDS and die. Had a great hook, great hands, speed, power. He had a lot of great things, and he was tall. Well, he wasn't tall. I mean, I think he was like only 6'1", but still tall. And he was white enough, um, to be a white boy. I actually think he was a white boy, like 100%. So I don't think there was no Indian running through him whatsoever. But I digress. He could have. I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch his biography a couple more times. He was from Oklahoma. So, there you go. That was the diversity onto itself, being from Oklahoma. Sorry, I'm from Texas originally, so I will make fun of Oklahoma. Sorry, Oklahomans. You know how we have this love-hate relationship. We love and hate each other until it's time to defend each other. And then we're like, all right, man, let's go kick ass. So that's kind of how we work. Now, back to my friend who did not know that Tommy Morrison, he just thought he was an actor from the Rocky movie 4, where he played Tommy the Machine Gun, who lost in a street fight to Rocky, because, in the ring, Rocky would have probably gotten killed because, again, a boxing match versus a street fighter, two different things. And I just think Sylvester Stallone just didn't want to, I don't really want to put in the effort to work out, because, I'm older. I think it was like 50 or like 45 at the time. He's like, I'm kind of done, getting in that type of shape or getting my ass handed to me, excuse me, that was Rocky 5, not Rocky 4. Rocky 4 is where Ivan Drago, Dolph Lundgren, beat the hell out of him for real. And because he, wanted that. And it's like, yeah, I'm not letting no Swedish genetic freak beat the hell out of me, because not all their men are that way, but most of their men are Northern, like Viking dudes, and Dolph Lundgren was probably one of those ancestry Viking dudes. He had just a genetic freak. If you could take his DNA and just make your ideal man, that's the ideal man that you want. Blonde hair, but he had blue eyes, and he's 6'5", 6'6". So typically that's what everybody wants. Everybody says, I don't want guys under 6, and you're 5'2", and you're asking for that bull type of shit. But I digress. Let's get the show going. I have watched the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is currently 10:30. The Super Bowl was pretty much over when Seattle scored 19 points. Did I watch the Bad Bunny show? For clarification, I kind of watched it, but I did not watch it where they would get ratings or anything. I watched it where they would not get ratings. I couldn't understand what he's saying. I'm sorry. I do not speak his language. And then, you know, it's basically almost like mumble rap, but in Spanish. So it really doesn't speak to me. It's like, oh, he has all these hits. What? The only hit I know he has Booker T, because the name of the thing, because I'm a wrestling fan, and obviously I've heard it from what is it, from them playing it on their little thing, and then him doing some stuff with wrestling, and it's like, oh, he's the best celebrity wrestler. No, he had people make him look good. The people he wrestled made him look like $1 million. Look, a wrestler can make you look like crap, or they can make you look like $1 million in the ring with them. Okay. They're not, they could sell for you and make you look like money, or they can make you look like crap. And they're fortunate enough that you have wrestlers now that are fans of, X, Y, and Z. It's like, oh, he's a celebrity. I'll sell for him or this and that. Where back in the old days, if you were an OG wrestler, you're not selling for that person. But some people enjoyed the show. The show was all in Spanish. This is what, like, the country 75% speaks English, and we have like a 25% that doesn't speak English. And apparently, uh, what is it? The Super Bowl or American football is like supposed to be an American sport. So I would cater to the American public. Maybe some people like the show. I mean, I for one thought like, look, I'm I mean, if you're gay, it's okay. You know. Okay, you gay. No problem with that. Always, there's never been a problem with it. And you know, hey, if that's what you like, that's what you like. It's not for me. Um, I only say that because of the stuff with P Diddy and the P Diddy tapes, stuff like that. So, it's like I really don't want to support somebody who did all these things with P Diddy. And you can find that stuff where he's crying and P Diddy's like, let it out, bitch, let it out, bitch. This is not like some old ass shit. It's like well maybe like 10 years old now or whatever. But I mean, it's like I really don't want to support somebody who like what? So like he went through all that stuff, so you have to support him. So you have to like Justin Bieber too. Uh, how about Scotty Don't or Scotty No? How about New? But overall, the commercials were pretty lame for this year's Super Bowl. I didn't really care for the commercials. I thought the commercials. I mean, my child tried to watch the Super Bowl with me, and some of the commercials were scaring her. And these were like supposed to be like, oh, these are supposed to be like simple commercials or simple, whatever for commercials. And I'm like, no more of you watching this. I actually had to go watch it on my phone because the commercials were so damn bad. Zip this up, man. That's kind of like a little too revealing there. Zip that up. Go full up there. There we go. Now it looks like I've escaped from someplace. Like I have escaped from someplace. I'm wearing a jumpsuit here. Um, Actually makes my chin look bigger. Go ahead and zip that down. I got a big ass chin. There we go. Now it's a little bit focused on a little bit of both. Um, but no, the commercials were. I mean, it's like the commercial was just DraftKings. I mean, is DraftKings owned by the NFL or somebody of importance that's connected to the NFL or something to do with Vegas? Because DraftKings had a commercial every 5 seconds at the very beginning, and that's when people are most watching, and that's a lot of damn money. So you're just trying to get young kids or people addicted to gambling. I think showing gambling commercials is wrong in general because young people really have nothing to live for. I mean, you can't buy a house like fuck it, I'm just going to use whatever money I have and just keep gambling until like I crap out. I'm not telling anybody to gamble. I think gambling morally is wrong because again, you're gambling with your money. Now, note, I say this as a person who gambled with money at one point in time. Um, where I would go into this place when we used to have legalized. Well, I think it might be legal now here again, but we had the legalized poker machines, and it was back in where it was simple, where it would pay out at certain times during the day. It wasn't how much money was in it; it's like what your hand was, so forth, so on. So basically, you bet a $50 hand, you lose $50. You basically win three hands in a row, and then it'll lose two more, and then it'll pay you out four hands. I know that sounds weird, but I've watched the machine and I did that a few times here and there. And one time they came in, they reset it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to mess with this again, man. I think I'm kind of done. And I messed with it and I lost. They had changed the algorithm or whatever it was. And so I lost like $100. And I was like, I am done. Because losing the 50 and knowing you're getting 150 back is cool. Because oh well, I won $100. But if you lose $100, you're like, I'm kind of done. And your paycheck to paycheck person is like, well, I guess no food for me for a week or so. I'll just be eating crackers. That actually happened a few times. Uh, so it was like crackers and Roman noodles. That all of it, yeah, made it for a lot of meals. But then during that time when I was trying to figure out that machine. So I don't recommend anybody gambling, um, unless you figure out the pattern or the code. And people try to say, "Oh, well, you're just not risking enough." Look, man, there are things called responsibilities in life, and but I digress. There was most of the commercials I saw were just DraftKings commercials. I'm trying to convince you to like, hey, if you bet $5, we'll give you like 300 or something or whatever, allegedly, if you some type of thing. It's just all about trying to get you in there and addicting you. And here's the thing is, let's say they get your information, you sign in, with your phone or whatever. I mean, do they have something in there where they can sell your information allegedly to somebody else? So all your information is getting trafficked all over the world. Who knows? Like, your phone number, whatever you're putting in there. Again, I mean, I know a homeboy at my work, man, has made like 100, like I don't know, 100,000, but he's made like a lot of damn money on DraftKings. But I digress. Let's keep it moving. The Budweiser commercials where it's like, "Hey, we're all American, even though we're not owned by Americans anymore. We haven't been owned by Americans in a long time. And we hope you it's been a couple of years now that you forget that we hate you and we think you suck, and that we're going to continue to support the things that you think are lame, and you can go F yourself, but we're going to pretend like we're Americans. We love you and drink an American beer." Um, I'm just going to drink, if I did drink, I would drink the only American beer. I can't think of the name of it right now because it escapes me. I'll think of it later. I'm drinking good old fashioned water. Usually I have a tea when I do this, but I'm just drinking water today. I'm fat. Gotta drink more water. Mm. But yeah. So it's one of those things. I'm trying to think of the name of that damn beer, and it can't. It just keeps escaping me. It's not like not Sam Adams. It's something another. Damn it. I'll think of it later. But drink the one that's been around for like a while. That's actually made in America by Americans. It's still owned by Americans. Don't be drinking something like, oh, it's owned by some foreign equity group from blah blah blah. No, by American, dude. Help your own people. They're damn sure gonna help their own people. You might as well help your own people. Now, I saw a couple of car commercials here and there, and maybe I'll do something like where I show those commercials or whatever. After that, I don't want to get copyright infringement. You have to wait. I think usually it's like a week or two later, and then they won't hit you with that. But right now, it's like the buzz of people looking up from their website or whatever, so that way they don't hit you with those type of things. But I thought the Super Bowl, I had no dog in the fight. I didn't care who won. I'm saddened that those two teams were in there in the first place. But I'm glad some young blood won it. Some nobody won it. Regardless, my friend's going to be upset. He's a big Patriots fan. Sorry, there, my friend. Um, you know they won enough championships. If the New England Patriots never go to the Super Bowl again, I can live at peace. I'd like to think that anybody is a New England Patriots fan. You've won enough Super Bowls, motherfuckers. Let somebody else have one. You don't need another Super Bowl. Seriously, you don't. Let somebody else have that Super Bowl. Now, let's talk about some games here. Currently, for games and what I am currently playing, which is a lot of different crap. I just beat Indiana Jones in the Great Circle. Awesome game, so well done. It felt like an Indiana Jones movie that I got to play through. Um, I cannot say enough about it. I strongly recommend it to anybody like single player adventure games that goes first person to third person, the first person to third person. There's another game that did it, but this one does it really well as well. And I really enjoyed what they did. Oh, Deus Ex Human Revolution. And of course, Deus Ex Human Divine or Divided or whatever. The Deus Ex games did that well, and they also do it well too. So shout out to both those games that do it so well. But Indiana Jones does it superbly well, tells an amazing story, It feels like an Indiana Jones movie. The older ones, not the two newer ones. It doesn't feel like the Crystal Castle or the Crystal Skulls or whatever the Dial of Destiny or wherever the hell the one was that was dog shit. So strongly recommend. Hell, if you don't even want to play it, just watch the videos on YouTube, just the story of it. Uh, Very well put together. I would strongly recommend that game. And I'm currently doing the DLC of the Giants. Then, of course, I'm playing Stumble Guy for some reason or another, Infinity Nikki, because I have a child. And let's not forget, Resident Evil is getting ready to come out. They're going to have a steel book. Shout out PlayStation 8 Dead, Will Schultz, Sean Powers, LL Smooth, The Radical One Reggie Live. Pappas Reports, always a surprise. There you go. I ripped off their ending song at every show they have. That someone who wrote that song, and me, by the way. Yes, the Super Bowl sucked. For those who don't care, and if you do care, say something. Tell me why. Tell me why you liked it. Tell me why you hated it. I didn't care for it. Thought it was garbage. It's garbage. But hey, if you like no slowing games, it is what it is. Madden currently is on sale for $19.99. So if you want to get Madden, ladies and gentlemen, you can pick up Madden right now on sale for $19.99 because of the Super Bowl. So thank the Super Bowl because Madden's on sale for $19.99. If you wait 3 more months or 2 more months, it'll be on sale for $14.99, and then you can pick it up like I usually do for $14.99, or you could just spend the 20 now and have Madden. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. I love football. I love video games, and there's so many different video games. The game I'm looking forward to the most, people keep saying Resident Evil, Resident Evil. I love the Resident Evil series, but when you know that this game may be, I guess, a fallback to Resident Evil 4, do you want to play another Resident Evil 4 again? Do you want to play a Resident Evil 5? Do you want to play like the last two Resident Evils has been 7 and 8, which are kind of good and fun onto themselves? I'm pretty sure nobody wants to play Resident Evil. No one wants to play Resident Evil 6 again, other than like a few people like Hey Yo myself. I liked 6. I thought 6 was different. I thought 6 was fun. 5 is one of my favorite Resident Evil games. A lot of people don't like 5. I feel offended by that. I do. I take to heed to Resident Evil 5 not being loved like other games. And a lot of people, I saw somebody post something on it on Twitter, or excuse me, Twitch slash, well, excuse me, yeah, X or Twix. And I thought it was good. But I digress. I'm looking forward to Crimson Desert. I think Crimson Desert's going to be comes out mid-March. I can't wait to get it. It's going to be super fun. I don't know if I'm going to get it day one or not. I'm trying to wait on some reviews. I know a lot of people have played it and say it's super awesome, super amazing. It's a single player game. So I am stoked, man. That is my game right there. Resident Evil, I think I will wait till it goes down in price, but we shall see. For those who enjoyed the Super Bowl, leave a comment on why you like the Super Bowl. For those who didn't like it, who those who didn't like the halftime show, you know, those who thought the halftime show was good, let me know something. But we will be spending more time going forward on the Tommy Crawford channel versus the Hunter Houston ESG channel, and we're going to be talking more about music, my music in general. So if you're interested in my music and the things that I do with music, then check us out. Otherwise, I'll continue to do this from time to time, not as much, but I'm just going to focus on my music, and I hope that you will join me on that ride. I may even talk about some games while talking about music, the joys of songwriting, what inspires me to write songs, what songs inspire me to write songs. What artists? I listen to everything. I listen to everything from basically Bach, Beethoven, up until 2015. Sorry, I checked out when music became utterly absolute ass trash. Um, and just music's not music anymore. Probably why I didn't like the halftime show. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aliens, whatever you identify as this wonderful, beautiful world. Oh, shout out to PlayStation Ain't Dead. Shout out to Residence Daryl's YouTube show. And shout out to Loot Bros. Shout out to Trophy Horrors. They did a live show tonight. They read a bunch of my questions. I didn't chime in on their thing because I was doing other stuff. So shout out to those guys. They're pretty decent on Twitch. So if you want to collect trophies for PS5 or whatever gaming system, look them up. They're all right. They got a really cool guy named Matt over there. He's a big fan of Transformers. For those who have been following me on Spotify and I haven't put anything on Spotify, my Spotify has changed because I've been doing stuff for other things. So I am kind of locked out of that account. So you may be done with me on Spotify when it comes to this show. I apologize. But if you're following me on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, iHeartRadio, thank you so much. And always, please like, share, subscribe to the show. Leave a comment. Email us at our email address. It's in the description below with the rest of the things you can follow us on. So as always, I appreciate each and every one of you amazing, lovely, beautiful people or aliens or whatever you identify in this wonderful, beautiful world. Have a safe and wonderful night. Peace out.